Welcome to this quick video about plant nutrients, okay? Just like us, plants need different sorts of nutrients in order to be healthy and grow. Some nutrients are going to be macronutrients, and those nutrients aren't necessarily big, which is that sort of meaning of that prefix macro. Macro means big, but we mean large in quantity, not necessarily large in size of that nutrient, okay? And some plants need micronutrients just like you. Micronutrients are things that they only need in small quantities. And some actually overlap with humans in terms of what's a macronutrient for plants and humans versus what's a micronutrient for plants and humans, and some are different. So I'm going to just quickly go through a couple of these. So some of those that you might be familiar with are that plants need carbon, and they generally get that via the air in the form of carbon dioxide. They bring it into their leaves through the stomata, those holes in the bottoms of the leaves, and they use it during photosynthesis to make carbohydrates, which will effectively be usable energy and also stored energy, and a lot of other uses of those depending on the type of carbohydrate. They also need as macronutrients hydrogen and oxygen, both of which they get from water. They obtain that through the roots, as we discussed during the discussion about the water cycle. It goes up the plant via transpiration. They use hydrogen for making the sugars via photosynthesis, loads of plant functions. Oxygen is a major component in so many different plant molecules. They also use it they actually make oxygen gas via photosynthesis. And then they use oxygen gas during respiration. Additionally, plants need nitrogen, which they get in the soil. It's a major component of their proteins. It's a major component in the pigment chlorophyll, which is the green pigment used in photosynthesis. They also need phosphorus with this P here, again through the soil. So you can see all of these other nutrients they're going to get from the soil. So the soil is actually very, very important for plants. Phosphorus is a major component in the DNA and RNA, the genetic makeup of plants. And so many fertilizers that you might be familiar with use and focus on nitrogen and phosphorus, and actually potassium, which is my next one as well. So potassium, again, comes through the soil, is used in the leaves, used in growth. It helps with loads of different processes, including making carbohydrates, including making proteins. Even if it's not actually in those molecules, it's used in the process of those. Potassium actually also regulates the stomata. So whether or not those stomata are open or closed, which plants regulate based on temperature and the daytime and nighttime cycles, plays a major role in that. Plants also have some secondary nutrients as well. So you can see those here, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. So sulfur is a major component in amino acids or proteins for plants as well as humans. Calcium is very important for transporting things for a lot of major processes. For plants that really focuses on photosynthesis, also very important for structure in plants, as it is in humans, but for different parts. Magnesium is a major component of chlorophyll. This is a difference between humans and plants, certainly. Magnesium is a major component in chlorophyll, which is the pigment used in photosynthesis. Plants also have a bunch of micronutrients that you can see here in the bottom right of this image. I'm going to quickly run through a couple. Iron, Fe, used in photosynthesis. Boron, the B, used in flowering and cell division. Copper, used in photosynthesis. Manganese, used in photosynthesis. You're seeing a trend, right? When you think about all the different nutrients and how they're used, it's important to take into consideration all of these.